Hi, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Our story begins tonight with our very special guest, the beautiful and talented supermodel and spokesperson from the ATL, Tori Grace. First things first, Tori is more than just a model. She's a spokesperson. She does event hosting, cameos in music videos, plays, commercials, fashion shows, and films. And the petite and attractive Georgia Pete says she is a woman of many faces. With blonde hair, she is often queried as to the age-old series, do blondes have more fun? Well, Miss Grace with an 8 says, I've had a ton of fun being a blonde. And even though her pet peeve is liars, she enjoys reading, going to movies, and doing crafts. However, a good meal always seems to brighten her spirits. I love to eat, she proclaims. And her favorite food is pasta, but with her nice shape and well-toned body, one would never know how much she really likes to eat. And with her incredibly busy schedule, she finds time for charity work to help children get food, fight the eating disorders with models, supports battered women in children's homes in Atlanta, and breast cancer awareness. And if you want to catch her this weekend, she's hosting ATL's Hottest Entertainment Awards of 2012 that spotlights what the ATL is known for, such as music and entertainment, DJs, comedians, dance stars, and much, much more. Our musical guest tonight is another Hotlanta person, Helena Starr, with her song Deep Reloaded. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, Tori. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for being on the show. I'm excited to talk to you. You are one busy woman, let me tell you.
I am. The days are long, but you know what? I'm thankful for being busy, so can't complain.
So how are things going over there? The weather, you're from Atlanta, correct? How are things in Atlanta?
Yeah. Right now, Georgia weather is unpredictable. We have been in the 70s, like high 60s, low 70s, and then at night it's in the 30s. So it's cold season right now. So we're bundling up at night, at least.
Oh, goodness. Well, you definitely have to kick on the heat a little bit and grab some nice warm blankets and everything. We don't want you freezing over there. So Atlanta's still in the south, so I got to give it up to ATL because I used to live there, but I definitely understand when the cold front hits, it hits you guys before it hits us. So just stay warm.
Yes. Very close.
So can you give us a quick 1 to 2 minutes for people who may not be familiar with your work or about you, a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am Tori Grace. I am a model, spokesperson, hostess. Just depends on the day of the week. I am currently working with several different magazines, a couple of websites. I'm hosting mixtapes right now. I'm a fleet DJ model. I work with Nerve DJs, X-Squad DJs. I also host mixtapes, host parties in Atlanta, so if you want to get out. A little bit of everything. Currently working with Street Report magazine. We've got a couple of things up our sleeves. So, I mean, I'm a Renaissance woman. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Now, some of the main stuff that I've noticed you for, and what I hear people talking about in the industry is, if you don't mind me saying this, of course most models don't, but you're a very beautiful, you're a very beautiful woman, and you do so many different things. Your photography that I've seen, is just simply stunning. Now, most people don't realize, but modeling is actually a hard job to do.
Yes.
Well, you didn't hesitate on concurring about that one at all.
Not at all. Yes, it is.
So what makes you want to model?
I actually enjoy it. It's like acting. It's just not with the film rolling. I mean, there's film, but it's not rolling. You get to be somebody different in every photo shoot you go to. You're never the same person. You're made into this bombshell in some pictures, and then other pictures you're made into the princess having lunch out in the park. So, I mean, it's acting. And I just have fun, especially when you get to meet other people and kind of hear their stories as you're going around. So I just, it's fun. That's the best way to put it.
So what are some of the your more favorite photo shoots? Do you ever shoot anything like with a snake or, a giraffe or any kind of wild exotic animals, spiders or anything like that?
I haven't shot with any wild animals or anything like that. To date right now, I think my favorite photo shoot, I don't smoke, So my photographer and I were able to get together, and we did like a panel. A panel is like a collection of different images of me where I was smoking, and I got to pretend to be somebody else. And we it's a really pretty black and white series, but there's no set meaning for what it is. It could be somebody that's depressed, somebody that had a long day at work. You don't know what it is. And you just look at it and it's kind of like, wow, that's pretty dope. Because, wait, Tori, you don't smoke. So it was me being able to go to a complete extreme, and I was not myself that day, and I loved that panel.
Well, also with the modeling part, you mentioned that you like to do event planning and hosting parties and DJing and stuff like that. How do you get involved in that?
Well, I actually started, I was a waitress at a club called Insomnia about 3 years ago. And there, while I was waitressing, a couple of my friends would ask me to hand out business cards for them with their initials on them, and like, we'll pay you to do so. So I was like, oh, okay, I can make a couple of extra bucks while I'm at work. Sure. So as I'm collecting these cards, I started to promote, and that's how I got into the promotion side, which got me into the hosting parties. From the waitressing, I started working, and I just kept saying, I have so much to say, I have so much to say. Somebody needs to listen to me and give me my own radio station. And a friend of mine linked me up with some guys from Alabama, actually.
Nice.
And we got together and we started working on a radio station called Insane Radio. And I was hosting every Wednesday night with those guys for about a year and a half, and started working with people like Wendy Day, started working with Strange Music, so it's Tech Nine, Chris Calico, Maxilla. Started doing so much different stuff, award shows and different parties like that. And my, at the time, boss, because I switched over into promotions, was like, hey, come host my event every Thursday. I said, I don't want to do that. I host on the radio station, but you can't see me. There's a huge difference between standing in front of people and standing behind people. Nobody sees me when I'm at the radio station. So I can come in my grubbies and wear my hat. And nobody sees me. So he convinced me to do it, and when I started hosting, the party actually started to pick up more. And we decided to go ahead and run with it, and he convinced me to take some pictures again, and next thing I know, we were releasing a calendar, and the party promotions kept going. So, lack of better words, that's how we got into the hosting.
Well, not too many models that I know, they like doing TV or commercials or something like that, but I don't see too many of them hosting. That's why when I read about you doing DJing and hosting parties, I was like, wow, that's a different type of personality. I know you're a woman of many faces and you do a lot of different things, but to actually get out there and DJ and host a party, that takes a lot of work itself. And so yeah. I was surprised about that. But it sounds like you have a really good time. Are there any favorite parties that you've hosted?
My favorite parties? Celebrities? Yes. A list of celebrities. My favorite parties that I've actually been able to go to, I got to meet Sonny Digital, and people aren't familiar with him. He's like one of the hottest hip-hop producers right now. I met him. I got to meet Soulja Boy. I met Calico Jones and Blue Da Vinci. Yeah. I have literally got to sit on the tour bus with Tech Nine, Chris Calico, Big Scoop, Maxilla. So I got backstage passes to 2 of their concerts because I work with them as well. I got to interview Wendy Day, and any independent artist knows how big she is.
Right.
She got so many people their deals on different, Cash Money wouldn't be who they were without her. I have interviewed Trey Songz, producer, and been to stuff with him. Oh my gosh, it's so many different people. Pooch Hall from the Game, and Hosea Sanchez, I was booked with him. DJ Unk, I've worked with DJ Unk several times in several different events. I hosted his mixtape party earlier this year. So, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people I've worked with.
Now, see, I want to come to one of these parties that you host because you just you just named a lot of people who are awesome in the business. And so, just you were talking about being on the bus with those guys. That could have turned into a party bus right then. So.
Oh, it's always a party with homies. It's a guaranteed party. Anytime they come in town, I'm the first person they call. Like, hey, we're here. What are we doing?
Do you guys stay out pretty late in the night?
Oh, gosh. Going out with them, the sun is literally coming up when I get home. Because they, with them being on tour so much, they do over 300 shows a year. So when they get in town, their sleep is off. And they don't fly anywhere. They drive. They've got, like, 2 big, massive tour buses and a gigantic truck, not a U-Haul, a truck that's a wrapped truck. Anybody's ever wrapped a van or a car?
Right.
To wrap a truck to carry with all their stuff, they sleep on the bus, get up, go out to eat. Their time schedule is different. So when they come in town, I already know, okay, they'll be here for the weekend. Gotta get some sleep, some Red Bull, and call it a day because we're going to be out.
What do you like doing more? Do you like photo shoots and modeling or kind of DJing and parties?
I think more so it's the hosting the open mic nights because you never know who's going to come out to one of them. I've been there where DJs have shown up. I'm fortunate enough to work with DJ Lomax, DJ 262. They're from Drum Squad DJs. They DJ all over the place. DJ Lomax, he's on the radio in Tennessee. DJ 262 is all over the U.S. And then they have DJ Lucky Calhoun, and he's 112's official DJ. We've had Huey come out. He had that song Pop, Lock, and Drop It a few years ago. I mean, you never know who's going to show up to an open mic night. You'll be in there, and then all of a sudden, A&R will show up from Sony Records, or another DJ, or like DJ Unks, DJ such and such. He comes out all the time to open mic nights. You have no idea who's going to be in there. There have been movie directors, producers, models, actresses. It's always like it's a surprise every time you go in. You never know. So like Monday, Playboy Trey, which is B Rich's artist. That's B.O.B.'s manager. They'll be in the building on Monday, and that's an event that I'm hosting. So I'm like, okay, well, I know if they're coming. There's no telling who will be there on Monday night.
Now, I mean, you're pretty famous yourself, though, but do you ever have moments to where you have, like, these fangirl moments to where you're like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, there's so-and-so?
Yes. The first time I ever got to meet, I'm serious, I love Chrisette Michelle. And when I was waitressing at Insomnia, I was minding my own business, and my friend called me and told me, hey, my cousin will be in town. I'm like, who's your cousin? Like, I care about this. And he happens to be my barber. And he's like, well, Chrisette Michelle's my cousin, and she's going to be in town, and we're going to see what we can do to get you to waitress her section for the night. So, talk about freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to meet Chrisette Michelle. I'm going to meet Chrisette Michelle. I'm going to freaking have a heart attack. So I had to like calm myself down and get myself in order because I finally got to meet her. I got to meet Erykah Badu one day, minding my own business, walking outside, ran into her at the West End Hotel in Atlanta. And I'm like, holy crap, that's Erykah Badu. I love her. So, yeah, I've had my squeal moments. They're not as bad as they used to be because I've been out and kind of be around people now. But, yeah, I've had my moments of where I'm like, have a heart attack, take my picture, please. So, I've had them. Definitely have had them.
No, I'm sure people have those moments with you as well in terms of meeting you on the street and trying to get a photo op, paparazzi, things like that. How well do you deal with that?
The first time I really noticed it, I went to go get my oil changed, and I wasn't by my house. So I'm minding my own business, and this is like way earlier this year, like April, probably April. I was walking from the tire place to go to the gas station, and I had on a hoodie, and my hood was pulled up, and I wasn't dressed up, and I had on no makeup, nothing. And the guy that was stocking the shelves for beer turned around and looked at me and was like, hey, you're Tori Grace. And I'm sitting here like, I know he's not talking to me. Tell me he's not talking to me. He's talking to somebody else because I know this man doesn't know who I am. He's like, yeah, you're Tori Grace. I've seen your calendar. I've seen you on the internet. I said, oh, my gosh. I'm about to have a heart attack. So,
got the calendar.
Yeah, he got the calendar. And then my next time of me having a freak out, my friend Brandon Ross, who plays for the Raiders,
very cool.
He found me and was like, hey, I've seen you before. I'm like, how in the heck, who are you? So we got to talking, and he, first he was playing for Green Bay, now he's playing for the Raiders, and I'm kind of like, all right, I know a celebrity. So, yeah, it's been happening to where, like, now I try to make sure when I get dressed, I go out and I don't look like a monster. And the whole thing where Tyra Banks is making fun of people and telling them to go out paparazzi ready on America's Next Top Model, she's not joking. You have to put on at least some mascara, and if you're not going to comb your hair, throw on a baseball cap and some shades, and because you never know. I mean, I can't go anywhere downtown right now and not go someplace where somebody knows or doesn't know who I am. It's not scary because, fortunately, the only stalkers I have are really only on the internet, but I know it could get to that. Yeah. It could get to that point, but I mean, I don't go out by myself. I typically go at least with one guy or at least 3 or 4 of my female friends. But yeah, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, somebody knows who I am. And then the day that it dawned on me that I was finally published, my old manager was like, hey, you're a published model. I'm like, no, I'm not. He said, dude, you're in 5 magazines, printed magazines. You're a published model. And I started sitting there and I'm like, oh, I am a published model. I'm a published model. He said, you are so dumb. I'm like,
he said, what? You're so dumb?
He said I was dumb. He said, you really are a blonde. I'm like, I'm not blonde. I mean, I'm blonde, but I'm not blonde. But it didn't sink until 14 publications and 3 videos with major artists later that it started to sink in. Like, this is not your run-of-the-mill model street. This is actually a career that you're working towards, and it's moving. It's not something that's just like, hey, okay, well, you're like every other girl on Twitter that says she's a model.
Right.
This is a real career.
Right. Yeah, a lot of times, if you want to make it in the industry, being in entertainment or modeling or anything like that, like you do DJ hosting parties and stuff, you're right. You have to be ready when you step out the door. You don't want a Britney Spears bald head shaved photo going across the tabloids or anything like that. Tori Grace caught in a bikini at Lake Lanier swimming pool or something. No, you gotta
and then you're on media takeout.
Oh my goodness! But you know what? We'll still love you no matter what. Even if we do catch you, sneezing with one eye open and one eye closed, or whatever else, it's all good. We still love you.
Hey, I'll try to make sure I sneeze and be cute when I do it.
Yeah, really. Now that's talent right there. Let me tell you. You've also done some independent films, haven't you?
Yes, I've done 2 independent films thus far. So. Working on some more. I just joined Atlanta Wood, which is here in Atlanta, and that is the Independent Film Guild here in Atlanta. So we're working on more independent films. So there will be more acting in the future.
What kind
Definitely
of films?
That.
What kind of films were they? Were they horror? Were they romance novel? I mean,
they were.
Romance, were they comedy?
They, I guess, almost like a.
Can you say the names?
Yes, one of them was Breaking the Cycle, and what that one was, it was kind of like a documentary, but it wasn't really one. It was more of a drama, and it was talking about different people's lifestyles. I had a small role. I played the girlfriend of somebody who had a crazy mother of their child. I hate saying baby mama. So
it's okay.
And, so I was the girlfriend. So I had that small role, and then the other film, it was Street Ethics, and I played the ghetto baby mama.
Nice.
So I played in that film. So those two there. So yeah, it'll be more stuff definitely coming up. I'm looking forward to it. And those two, they're actually, well, Street Ethics is out. I think the link is still on my Facebook page. I'll have to refresh it just to put it up again. But it's that one's already out. And Breaking the Cycle, it released a while ago. They did the release party, I think, in July, but I've yet to see that. Oh, and then I did do a documentary. I did a documentary on love. It's called What is Black Love? And I filmed that, and they did the release party in September for that one. So those three are actually out already.
Nice. Which one did you like to do the most?
The ghetto baby mama with
Did you really?
Yeah, because
why is that?
That's so far from what I really am. I get teased all the time and get called Valley Girl. So
You kind of do sound like a Valley girl.
but I'm not. So I get teased a lot, and so that was so far to the left of what my personality is. It was fun to be able to pretend like I was somebody else for a little while. So pretty much, it was, like I said, the modeling and acting kind of go hand in hand. I got to be somebody else for about an hour, running around acting crazy and throwing stuff and making weird noises with my mouth and swinging stuff, and that was fun.
So you got all into character for it? Can you give us a little bit of the character? Like if you were to
I had to
part
tell them, like, excuse me, but I don't know who you think you're talking to, because you know you're not going to come over here with all that stuff.
Oh my God, you just rolled into that perfectly. It was like lights, camera, action, and then you just hit the mark. Oh my God, that was great. Oh my goodness. Now you were talking about being a Valley girl, or at least kind of sounding like you're a Valley girl. You have blonde hair, and do you think blondes have more fun?
Yes, they do. I've noticed that since my hair is blonde, for some reason, I get to do so much more stuff. When I had my natural hair color, I mean, people paid me attention, but for some reason, the blonde hair, you get to get in free to the club, and you get a section, and you get a bottle, and you get to hang out with all kinds of celebrities and just kind of chill out. And like, okay, when I had my brown hair, it wasn't doing all that for me, so for some reason, this blonde hair is getting me more attention, and fan base is picked up, and boy, the blonde hair is awesome. No, we're not changing this hair color for quite some time.
Well, it does look good on you. It goes.
Thank you.
You've got almost a flawless. Your skin is almost flawless, and so when you're looking at it, it goes well with you. So. I don't know. I guess if it was a black and white photo, it'd still look great. So I don't know. I just like the color. So it goes good with your skin tone. One of the things about people that I like to find out about is things that annoy them. Well, not necessarily annoy them, but you have a pet peeve, and it's about liars. And why is that? What is it about liars that you don't like so much?
It drives me nuts when people feel the need to not tell the truth. 9 times out of 10, you're going to forget what you lied about in the first place, and then you have to make up another lie to cover up the first one that you gave. And it just would have been so much more simpler just to tell the truth. Like if you tell somebody, I can't come here because I don't have any money, or I can't do this because of X, Y, and Z, it just makes it so much more simpler than when you make up something as to why you can't do something or why you did something. Then you got to cover it up. Then you got to remember what the heck you said, and it's just doing too much. Like you wasted so much time out of your life and that person's, rather than you just telling the truth. It just would have been that simple. So it drives me crazy. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
So have you ever told a bill collector that you weren't home?
No, I just won't pick up. That's not telling a lie.
Me, I like answering the phone in a different accent and voice. I'm like, oh no, he's not here right now. You have the wrong number.
No, I've never done that, but I'm going to have to try that one day. See if I can get away with it.
Well, sometimes if you kick on the acting voice, if you do on cue like you did with me just a little while ago, I think people will believe you very, very well. What are some things you like doing besides all the stuff that you mentioned earlier, like the radio and the modeling and everything else? Do you like going to movies and doing crafts and stuff?
I love going to the movies. It's like one of my favorite things in the world to do. I love going to the movies, especially like right now. We got 2 more weeks until The Hobbit comes out. So I'm going. Yes, I've watched all of them, extended edition and everything, and I have the original Lord of the Rings cartoon series. So I'm a really big fan of The Hobbit. I just like movies. I watch the girly romance movies. The last movie I went to go see was Skyfall. So I'm an action, sci-fi, drama watcher. Like, those are what I pick to go to the movie theater for. I'm not going to tell a guy I'm dating, like, hey, we got to go see the new Jennifer Lopez movie because it's out. I'm going to be more on the lines like, look, okay, so, we've got the freaking best movie in the world. Jackie Chan is on TV today, and we're going to go watch this. So, like, I was geeked when Expendables came out. I was following the countdown, had it installed in my phone, the whole nine. So, yeah, I'm a movie watcher. I do crafts. I crochet, which is very weird. I get called a little old lady, but it keeps me warm. I make a lot of baby blankets and Afghans, which are nice. Crocheted blankets for those of you that don't know. And pot holders, dish towels, baby booties, adult slippers, like you name it, I can crochet it. And reading. So those are like my top 3 hobbies. I love reading. I have a book in my desk at work, one by my bed, and one upstairs in my living room.
Did you read Lord of the Rings before you saw the movie?
Yes, I
You did, really?
I own the Deluxe Collector's Edition. It's on my nightstand.
You're a geek at heart. I like that.
I am. I'm a nerd at heart. I graduated from high school with a 3.9 GPA, like senior class vice president, Beta Club, National Honor Society, full ride scholarship to go to wherever I wanted to go to. And, yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm proud of it.
Nice.
So.
Now, as a model, we talk a lot about, sometimes there's concern about eating. Do you like to eat? And what are some of your favorite foods?
I love eating with a passion. It's just like my favorite. You know what? I should have said that was one of my hobbies. Because I know one of my friends, every time he calls me, hey, what are you doing? I'm eating. He's like, I don't even know why I asked. Because I know that's what you're doing. My favorite meal is long spaghetti, cornbread, and yams. I don't know why that combination, but it is the greatest thing on the planet, and if you haven't eaten it before, you should try it. Peanut butter and syrup for like a late night snack. Yes,
mine's peanut butter and jelly. I love peanut butter and jelly at night. That's my snack.
Yes, I was going to say that. But you got to put the peanut butter in the bowl and squeeze the syrup and mix it around and make like a creamy paste, and then you put it on bread with a cup of milk, and you will be the happiest person ever.
Oh, my God. I got to try that. I'm still going to try that tonight.
I am so greedy. I eat. There's like nothing that I won't eat. I don't eat beef and pork anymore. But it's pretty much, if there's chicken or seafood, I'm going to eat it. When we lived in Hawaii, I was eating everything. I was eating poi. I was eating cuttlefish. I was eating leepoks. I was eating whatever came across, and it didn't look crazy. I was eating it. So it's really not much food that I won't eat. As long as it doesn't have beef and pork in it, I'm there.
How do you stand? I mean, your body is, I'm trying to say this nicely without blushing, but your body's kind of rocking, if you don't mind me saying that. And so, but how do you stay in shape eating so much? Do you work out a lot?
No. I need
Okay, now everybody in the world hates you.
I don't. But I think it's because I don't eat the beef and pork, so that helps me a lot because I eat, and with my work schedule being a little crazy, sometimes I eat late at night. So I'm fortunate enough to have a high metabolism and then without eating the beef and pork. And I eat a lot of vegetables and stuff, and I'm not big on, you're not going to catch me with a pack of sweet tarts sitting someplace and just eating candy like that. I'm not a big candy eater. And I only like cookies and stuff if it's homemade. Like, I don't mind a bag of Chips Ahoy, but if you can offer me some homemade peanut butter cookies with Hershey Kisses on top, I would be your best friend. So, yeah, I need to work out more just because it's good for you. It keeps your skin clear, hair shiny, the whole nine, and it's just, I mean, it keeps stress levels down as well. But I don't do it as often as I should. I maybe work out maybe once a week.
Oh my God. So, yeah. We're going to have one of your next projects be a workout video.
Oh my gosh.
You can do
Only
it.
if it's like a cross between Zumba, because I started doing Zumba. It's a cross between Zumba and like martial arts. There.
Sweet. I love martial arts. But, I mean, you can do the workout video, right? I mean, you're not afraid to embrace change, are you?
No, not afraid to embrace change.
That's your motto, isn't
it? Yes. Yes, because change is the most consistent thing in life. Tomorrow you might go to work and you were working on one project and they're going to tell you, you know what, we're not going to do that anymore, we're going to do something else. And the best way to get over it and deal with it is just to say, you know what, it's fine. Bring it on. Let me see what you got.
Nice. I think a lot of times people are so afraid to adapt to change, and I think it's just the fear of it itself, and it's not necessarily the act of what the change is going towards, like whether it's saying I'm changing jobs, or I'm changing schools, or I'm changing my hair color. You know, people are just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's the unknown that they're afraid of, but it's not the actual event that they're afraid of. It's just the unknown about it. And so I think if people, that's why I like your motto so much, is to embrace change, is I think if people just learn to say, this is going to be okay, and if it's not, then we'll change it to where it will be okay. And so don't be afraid to change, because you can always change. So I thought that was really cool when I read that about you. I was like, yes, definitely. Now, besides all the extra stuff that you do in terms of radio and entertainment and hosting these fabulous parties and things like that you do, and eating late night snacks, you do a lot of work for charity, and I love that about you. Can we talk about some of the charity events and things that you work on?
Yes, I'm working with National Family Higher Achievement, which is a nonprofit organization here in Atlanta that was started by Mrs. Georgia United States. She runs the nonprofit, and we help raise funds and or collect food for needy families with children. And what happens is when we feed the kids, they get better grades in school. Studies have shown that that's a majority of the reason why children get bad grades. It's not because they're bad children. It's a lot of the time because they don't have enough money to feed their families, and the money that you get from the state is never enough to feed a whole family for a month. So they're getting their food stamps or whatever, but it's never enough. They're always short. So I'm working with them. I just started, as of yesterday, working with another nonprofit that's called Catwalk for Change, and it's spelled with a K-A-T, and it's for kidney awareness training. And so what they do is they have like a kidney walk, and they go and walk a couple of miles and get money donated for the walking that they're doing. And they also do a fashion show later on in the year to help raise awareness as well as funds for the Kidney Foundation. And then I also am working with another.
That's yours in April, right?
Yes, the fashion show will be in April. Yes, so if you want more information, you can look up Girlfriends Boutique, and they're in Columbus and in Atlanta, Georgia. They're also my sponsors for, they're my designers. So that will be in April. And then I work with another nonprofit called Feed the Models. Shout out to Tiffany. And they are, yes, and I love the name. So we hashtag everything. We feed the models all the time. We mark Thanksgiving National Feed the Models Day. And what we do is we go around and we fight against eating disorder and models, because a lot of the times models want to be real thin and they don't love their bodies, and that's what we're teaching them, to love your body no matter what shape or size that you are. And we encourage healthy eating amongst models. We teach them about nutrition, we do fashion shows, you name it. And of course, we take lots of pictures of food and post it everywhere and show that we actually are eating. And then the last organization that I'm working with, for the most part, I collect clothing and shoes and things like that every month for a company called Hope House, and they are a shelter for abused women and children. So I collect stuff for them every month and donate to them to help with abuse, whether it's emotional, spiritual, mental, or physical. So those are the charities that I work with.
Nice. Don't you work with a breast cancer or cancer awareness?
Yes, I just did a breast cancer awareness poster with Mr. Sean Darnell, and if you guys aren't familiar with him, he's a nationally known photographer that has shot for his magazine, which is Fine Girls, Sun is Mag, Black Men's Magazine. He's done a lot of different national publications. So I just did a breast cancer awareness poster with him that circulated throughout October. I still have a few remnants left over, so I am giving those away. And I just did the Red October with X Squad DJs and DJs United, and that was a open mic night / DJ conference for cancer awareness, because the president of X Squad DJs, DeMel, he had a family member that he lost to cancer, so I make sure I help out with that. The second one for that, I believe, will be in May. We're looking to do another one in May, so I work with those regularly, definitely. So yes, breast cancer awareness and cancer awareness.
Nice. That's you mentioned 3 of them that are very near and dear to me in the same type of genre anyway. One is helping children get food in order to better their grades. I do this computer thing to where I rebuild old computers and give them to needy families, for people who can't afford computers, just so that they can, get on the internet and do Google and help with their homework and white papers and stuff like that. So I think that's great that you work with children. The other thing, the battered women and children, I think is pretty awesome, because I do that as well in terms of just gathering food and toys. Not food and toys, but clothes and toys and stuff like that to be able to give to the Penelope House here in Mobile. And I think the awareness for that, it's so sad that there's an actual house or charities that need to be for battered women and children, but I think the awareness for that needs to be raised up much, much, much higher, and so those houses aren't necessarily in need anymore, because people don't understand on how full that those houses are, and it's a sad environment. It really is, for women and children to be placed in that type of environment. And so anything that we can do to raise awareness, to help out with them, I think it's great. And then the cancer awareness, I lost both my parents to cancer, and so I think it's great that you do work with there. But I have to admit, the Feed the Models one is great. If we can get them on that syrup and peanut butter paste stuff, well, we might be able to get some meat on their bones. So
yes. I'm telling you, on Thanksgiving Day, it was the founder was at my house and one of our really good friends, and what I'm saying, we ate so much, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're good, okay." No, I want a second helping of macaroni and cheese, thanks. So.
Now, do you think most of the time models, well, at least from your perspective, do you think models think thin is better? And they're afraid to gain weight? Because there's a lot of beautiful, full-shaped women who do modeling, and I don't necessarily think thin or stick is beautiful all the time. I think it depends on the person, on who they are, but I think there's a big problem in America today, and especially with young girls in general, who look at like Vogue or Cosmo, and I'm not trying to throw magazines under the bus, so don't sue me, those magazines, but they do have these Photoshop women on there that look like they're about a size, -0.1 or something, and it just doesn't match reality, and I think it's very, very dangerous for their bodies. Do you think that?
It goes to an opposite extreme on both, because there's urban modeling, and then there's like your runway modeling, your fashion modeling. There's two extremes. There's one side where it's okay, she's got to have a whole bunch of shapes and curves, and she's got an unhealthy body shape, and she's photoshopped like crazy to make her look like she's got these banging curves. And then you've got your real thin models that are on your runways, and they're photoshopped to look thinner than what they are, or the girls starve themselves to have that appearance. So it's just unhealthy eating altogether. And it's a really sad thing because I eat. I'm fortunate enough, and Tiffany and I are the two opposites. She is a runway model, and I'm more of an urban print model. Tiffany is 5'8", 5'9", real thin. And she's not real thin like, oh my gosh, you need to eat. She's just a slim build. Right. And she's gorgeous. But that girl can eat. And she's not afraid to. She doesn't have a problem with getting up and saying, you know what, I need to go for a walk. And she doesn't smoke a pack of cigarettes a day to try to keep the hunger off. She's going to eat when she's hungry. And I'm the same way. Like, I am comfortable with these girls going out with them. I know, okay, you know what, we go out to eat. I don't have to worry about ordering a salad. I'm going to be able to order my turkey burger and fries and get my dessert afterwards because it's not going to be a problem. So it's just unhealthy eating, period. Like, models are eating so that they can have curve on them, but then they're getting diabetes and they're obese or they're overweight, and they've got all other kinds of problems, high cholesterol and heart problems because they're trying to maintain a certain look, or they're starving themselves and causing themselves to get ulcers and whatever else is going on. And it's just really sad because it's like, you guys, you don't have to be that way. Just eat and go to the gym. Like, eat and go to the gym. If you did that, you could look at some of these fitness models and turn around and look at them, or just even like Jack LaLanne, the guy that had like the greatest juicer in the world, lived till he was, I think it was 78. He died horribly young, but I mean, he was in awesome shape. There's people all over the place that are in awesome shape and look great when you look at them, and they eat, and they're not afraid to say, hey, you know what, I eat. Marilyn Monroe, she was gorgeous, died too young, but I guess I'm giving bad examples of all these people that had great shapes and died young. But, I mean, they were great-looking people. Tyra Banks is gorgeous, and she always says, I eat. I love to eat. I eat. Beyonce made the song Bootylicious because she likes to eat. She admits, you know what? I eat. I don't care. I might get a little extra giggle somewhere, but it's not that big of a deal. I love me. And in the end, that's all that matters. Like, go to the gym. That's the best thing to say.
I think as long as the person's healthy, they have to adapt to their body. And there's several different body types in the world. And I don't think everybody can be an ectomorph or an endomorph or a mesomorph or whatever their body shape may be and try to force it into something that it's not. And as long as they stay healthy and they represent that beauty on the outside that they have on the inside, then I think that's what really makes them gorgeous. And so whenever they try to cross over into a realm like you were talking about between being a runway model versus urban print, then it's a huge difference. And I think that was a very good point that you made about that. So me, I just like people who are healthy, and if they exude beauty and swagger, and you know they walk the walk, that they talk the talk, then I think that's great. And I think that's one of the things that you do as well. Is you're a person who knows that you're, well, I'm saying this in the nicest way. you know you're beautiful because you're an example of beauty, and I think that's a great thing. So. Yeah, let's feed the models. I think that's I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Now let's talk about some future projects and shows that you're working on. You've got something going on this weekend up in ATL that's pretty huge. It's in its 4th year now. What is that?
Oh, I was so nervous when I finally found out that it was confirmed. I'm hosting one of the biggest award shows in Atlanta called ATL's Hottest, and it is for pretty much anything that you could think of that's hot. There's a category for it. I am hosting with Head Crack, which is one of the radio personalities from the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, and Sci-Fi Anara. She's an actress and model here in Atlanta, and I will be hosting with them. There are going to be all kinds of celebrities there. Last year, Doug G from UGK was there. We had a couple of artists from Soulja Boy. It was several different internet radio stations, magazines, publicists. The group Soul For Real performed, and if you guys don't know who they are, they were like the big pop R&B group in like the late 80s, early 90s that did the song with Heavy D, called Candy Rain. They were there. They performed. They had Photographer of the Year. I mean, there were liquor companies. There were designers. You name it, it was there. It was hot, and I'm excited. I'm hosting. So I will be there Saturday at the Georgia World Congress Center hosting with Price Sayonara and Head Crack.
So they have the hottest women out there hosting the hottest entertainment awards.
I'm hoping so, because I'm actually up for an award.
Are
so
you?
It would be super awesome. I'm up for Atlanta's hottest model.
Nice. Sizzle. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, this is, again, if everybody wants to go see it, this is December 1st of this year. It's at the Georgia International Convention Center. It starts at 7:30. The expo is at 3. The red carpet is at 6. And you can get tickets on atlshottest.com. So everybody make sure that you get out there to it. This is the 4th annual award for this. And from what I hear, it's growing very huge. So, and it's not just for super hot models like yourself. It's for anybody in the entertainment music, from DJs to bands to dance crews to comedians, all kinds of categories. So I think this is pretty cool. And you get to host it.
I'm excited. I can't wait. And then again, Girlfriend's Boutique will be dressing me on Saturday, and I'm so excited because they have some of the hottest stuff in Atlanta. And I hate that they just opened up, because I would have so nominated them for Hottest Boutique. So next year, we got them next year.
Okay. Now, how can people contact you on your websites and things like that? How can people get in touch with you, either for work or just to become a fanboy of you or anything like that? I've got you on Twitter for Tori Grace. And the A is actually an 8, so I'm going to spell it out. That's TORIGR, the number 8, and CE. So that's on Twitter, so everybody can get you there. We have you on email for Tori Grace with an 8 at gmail.com if you want to write her for booking or hosting or things like that. Instagram, your Tori Grace with an 8 .com is actually under construction right now, so it's undergoing a new facelift. Odd that I would say facelift for a model, but it's undergoing some reconstruction. Where else can they catch you at? What about Facebook?
Facebook is, I have 3 pages. 2 of them are friends pages, and 1 of them is a fan page, but everything is the exact same at Tori Grace. So facebook.com/Tori Grace, TORIGR, the number 8CE. So that's how you find me on the fan page, on the Facebook pages. I think I have a MySpace page floating around there somewhere. I'm on Tumblr, LinkedIn, and I think that's it. So I'm pretty much on all the major social networks.
Nice.
So,
well, before we end the show, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share for everybody?
Well, I have a favorite quote. It's by Helen Keller, which is, "Keep your face with the sunshine and you'll never see the shadows." So in other words, keep your head up. As long as you do, you won't have anything to be down about.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Well,
yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot.
I've kept that quote for forever. It was in like one of my little books that one of my teachers gave me, like 9th grade. And I've kept that quote forever, so I love that quote.
I have a friend who used to teach at the Helen Keller School here in Alabama. So,
oh, wow.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on behalf of everybody on the show here, all the producers, editors, everybody who work behind the scenes, thank you so much, Tori, for being on our show. It's been an absolute honor, and it's been a blast talking to you. Get to learn all about you and all the things that you have coming up, and I look so forward to all the new stuff that you have coming up as well. It'd be great to have you back on when you have your new movie coming out and all your books and all your other stuff that you have going on. So if you get a chance to come back, it'd be an absolute honor and privilege to have you back out as well. And I wish you all the best of luck for this weekend at the Hottest Entertainment Awards 2012. Everybody make sure you go check that out at the Atlanta Convention Center. And just say hey. And be safe and everything for what you're doing. So thank you so much for being on our show. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here's Helena Starr with her song, Deep Reloaded.
Here's a bonus clip from Helena Starr. I am his digital machine.
My battery is full, and there's no way I'm running out. I will last for months on end, as long as he just holds it down. He keeps me charged up for days. I'm losing my mind, I'm out of space. I'm fulfilled with ecstasy, cause I'm this digital machine, digital machine. I am this digital machine. He keeps turning me on. He winds me up and lets me go. I am programmed by his soul. With just one look in his eyes, I feel my pulse start to rise. I am in this fantasy with him. I'm his digital machine. We share the same wavelength. Our frequencies are all in line. We're moving so in sync. Your pace is perfectly with mine. He keeps me charged on charge for days. I'm losing my mind, I'm out of space. I'm fulfilled with ecstasy, cause I'm this digital machine, digital machine. I am this digital machine. He keeps turning me on. He winds me up and lets me go. I am programmed by his soul. With just one look in his eyes, I feel my pulse start to rise. I am in this fantasy with him. I'm his digital machine, yeah. Digital machine. I'm his digital machine. I'm his digital machine. I'm his digital machine. I am his digital machine. He keeps turning me on. He winds me up and lets me go. I am programmed by his soul. With just one look in his eyes, I feel my pulse start to rise. I am in this fantasy with him. I'm his digital machine, yeah.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
At Taylor Gifts, we do customized monogramming and embroidery. We can monogram anything from a simple one name on a bib for a baby to a customized logo on a company shirt. We can make gifts for your wedding entourage and gifts for your friends. Label your children's items for school and put names on jerseys for sports. If you have items of your own you want them monogrammed and embroidered, we can do that. Tailor Gifts are sewn with high-quality thread on a professional embroidery machine. So go to the website www.tailorgifts.net, call 251-391-4354, email sales@tailorgifts.net, visit us at ETSY, and Facebook us. We are ready for your orders.
Welcome to WROM, Realms of Music Radio and Social Network. We support independent artists and talk shows, hosting a large discussion forum and an artist gallery. We also have a large social network combining the best of Facebook and MySpace into one. So make sure you submit your music to us and create a profile to promote yourself today. That's realmsofmusic.com, the best of music radio.
The Ghost Tales Television Network, GTN. GTN is designed to give the paranormal TV and filmmaking community the opportunity to showcase their talents and creations. If you believe you have what it takes to create your very own TV show and or short film and you would like the opportunity to showcase your creations, you may contact us at ghosttales.tv@gmail.com or call 901-377-7166 for more details. Make sure you visit ghosttalestv.com. GTN, America's Paranormal Superstation.
Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com. Your alternative to the grind of internet and FM radio. When we say diversity in programming, we mean it. Lots of stations brag, throw out a hype, and pad their numbers. Well, we don't. Accept no limitations. When you truly want awesome 24-hour radio, tune in to Jackalope and rock your routine. Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com.
Thank you for listening to the show. I am your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next time when another story begins. Until then, love and light.